We're gonna do a Calamity mod boss tier list now that I've finally beaten the game after a 100 plus hour playthrough. Literally took me 14 plus hours to kill the fucking Exo Mechs. But I think I can confidently. This is gonna be a good like retrospective of all the bosses that I faced during the whole shit. I had a corruption or Crimson World, so I don't know what the corruption bosses were like. But let's go down the list, shall we? Starting off with King Slime. He's kind of fucking meh. I think you'll probably see a common theme here that I think the vanilla bosses compared to the Calamity ones were just like meh. Because like the Calamity bosses were just cooler. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they did. Desert Scourge, very basic too. He's going in D tier. Eye of Cthulhu. I mean, he's just iconic, isn't he? He's just an iconic fucking boss fight. He's not hard. He's not difficult. He's like the first major one in my mind. I'm gonna put him in A tier. Yeah, I used him for farming a lot. Like a lot of the early game money, I would fight him over and over again. He's just iconic, bro. I remember my very first playthrough, I actually put his mask on in my vanity set. And that's what I rocked the whole game with. Who the fuck is this? Crabulon? Crabulon, I fought way too late. I was already like quite OP by the time I fought him. So I don't know where to put this guy. I'll put him also here, I guess. This guy, I don't know, because I never fought him. I never had the world for it. The brain was... So here was the problem, is I fought the brain in expert mode before I eventually swapped to Revengeance. So by the time I swapped to Revengeance and fought the brain and realized like the fight is different than the vanilla fight, I was already too geared, so it was kind of meh. But I did see him later. He's definitely a step above the other vanilla bosses. I'll probably put him in B, because it was a cool fight. You gotta kill all those little eyeball tendrils that are just coming off the main body. He was alright. And this one too, the perforators, I'm gonna put right next to it. The Crimson World, the Crimson Biome fights were cool. This guy just spawns 3 fucking worms, and you're gonna hear a common theme with me that why are there so many fucking worms, man? Why are there so many worm fights? It's crazy. Hive Mind, I don't know, because I never fought him. Here we go. Here we go with the fuckery. I'm putting this bitch down in E tier. I'm putting the fucking honeybee in E tier, bro. I struggled with this boss fight so much. She just seemed like a fucking huge step above in difficulty at that point in the game than any of the other ones. I fucking hated this Queen Bee boss fight so much, dude. I hated it so much. Horrible, horrible fucking fight. And we'll get to the round 2 of this fucker in a bit. I hated it. I hated it. And I got stuck on it, and I was trying forever to get the fucking bow that she drops, and she would never drop it. I killed this fucker 20 times. I probably died about 200 trying to do it. Oh, it was horrible. Deerclops was pretty dope, actually. There's a lot of different, like, Deerclops fights. Like, sometimes it's, like, fully dark around him, and you need to be, like, a little close. Sometimes he throws projectiles in the air. Sometimes he spawns, like, a spiky ice thing in front of him. The hands that would come out of the air had, like, cool animations and stuff. I'm gonna put Deerclops quite high. I don't think he was quite S tier for me. Another boss I actually used to like farm money a little bit as well. I love Don't Starve. Like I played a lot of Don't Starve back in my day, so I find it really cool that they implemented it into Terraria. So he gets almost S tier. I'm saving S tier for like my favorite fights in the game, and there's 3 of them. Skeletron, he's smack dab in the middle average. He was alright. Nothing good, nothing bad. You know. The two slimes, you just basically run in one direction. There's nothing hard about it. You basically just run away from them and shoot them. Because I played a ranger, because you could do that. Wall of Flesh, he's gonna go smack dab in the middle of C tier as well. Same thing as the slimes, really. You just run in one direction. You don't really need to dodge too much. It's not too entertaining. I have no idea what that even is. So you're going in E. Queen slime, meh. Now we're getting into the interesting ones. So Cryogen is one that I struggled with a lot. Like a lot. But it's not struggled with like I did with Queen Bee. This is absolute bullshit. It's struggled with because it was like adding a lot of stuff to the game that you haven't seen at this point in the game. Where like you have to dash and dodge, which I didn't know how to do or didn't do like you should in a boss fight. And this was a dope fight. I think this one took me quite a few hours to get done with bow only. And I felt super fucking rewarded by the time I finished Cryogen. He's gonna go up there. I think he's gonna go in between these two fellas. I like the Cryogen fight quite a bit. It was awesome. The worm, he's going below Queen Bee. It's too tanky, doesn't take damage, murders my fucking NPCs over and over again. Kind of boring. I didn't like the destroyer fight at all. Like, at all. Aquatic Scourge, however, had some worm stuff I did like. Threw a lot of projectiles with those little teeth that came at you. I'm gonna... this boss fight was in my favorite biome of the game, which was the Sulfur Sea and like the Abyss. That's the one that like had the most dynamic to it. I think he's like a high B. I'll put him high B. Skeletron Prime's going right next to his previous version. The Brimstone... What's this guy called? The Brimstone Elemental? The Brimstone Witch? Something or other? This one was pretty cool, actually. I like the biome. It had like almost like a calming backdrop. The music in this fight was really good. If you get hit by her, you were fucking burning to death, which was pretty brutal. I think I got this one done in like a dozen tries. It wasn't too difficult. Maybe I was over geared for it. I don't know. You're probably going next to the Aquatic Scourge. I like the biome. I like the music. I actually had all of the sand, sky, or wind, or whatever, and the Brimstone Elemental in my vanity slots, like chasing me around the whole game. Twins. Twins I'm actually gonna put in the same vein. Yeah, I didn't love them. I didn't hate them. Plantera. I kind of got bored of Plantera because Plantera drops a bow that I really wanted, and I believe it was a 1% drop. Someone told me it was a 10% drop. I killed this fucker 50 times. I killed the Plantera so many times. I could like almost do it no hit without looking. Like you just fly in a circle. Regular C tier. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. If this is the Calamity clone, which I believe it is, this was my favorite boss fight in the game. This boss fight was dope. The music was awesome. I think this might have been one of the first boss fights that really changes like the whole background. I think it goes pitch black if I can remember. The bullet hell, I think this was the first boss where you encounter like a bullet hell, where it's literally just dodging, and you feel like a fucking badass too when you're doing it. Like you just feel like you just feel sick if you can pull it off right. It's not total bullshit. Like you can tank a few hits without dying. The Calamity clone had different phases. So like phase 1 would be different. I think phase 2 spawns like 2 minions. Phase 3 has a ring of shield around them. The Calamitous clone was dope. I really, really like this fight. This is my personal favorite fight in the game. It wasn't too tricky. Like, it wasn't bullshit hard. I wasn't stuck on it for hours and hours. I think I got it done within maybe 2 hours. Music was awesome. Everything about this fight was awesome. And then my second favorite boss fight in the whole game was Anahita and the Leviathan. What the fuck is that? What is that? I think having a boss fight in the ocean was really cool. I think having the siren. Someone in my chat, I think it was maybe Joji, told me that there's lore behind this with like Anahita is a siren and then the Leviathan is her cursed sister and they're like inseparable. Like she protects the Leviathan now because that's actually her sister. Really cool boss fight. Lore wise and biome wise, the music was dope. The background changes were dope. Lore wise, it was cool. And it wasn't a bullshit fight. That was just, she wasn't super OP. If you get hit by all of her stuff, yeah, you'll die. But if you can dodge it all, it's really rewarding. It's a really cool fight. Golem, I'm just going to put him in the middle. I think I killed this guy in try 3. Literally the 3rd try. Nothing too crazy about, like, majority of the vanilla bosses, like I said, are probably just going to go smack dab in the middle of C tier. Average, don't love them, don't hate them, nothing wrong with it. Who the hell is this? Is that the Ravager? I did not like the Ravager. He was way too tanky. I really didn't like this guy too much. It honestly became a bit boring fighting him just because he had like 100,000 health and a ton of armor. So you're spinning either in a circle or a figure 8 pattern for like 10 minutes. It wasn't a 1 minute boss fight. And again, some of these issues might have been self-inflicted because I did do bows only. Especially once I got to hard mode, I don't think I used a melee weapon or a gun. I literally used all the bows. And the bows in the game suck. So that's probably on me. The fight's probably a lot different if you're using like another weapon. But from my experience with the Raptor, he is meh. Astrum Dias. He's not that memorable. I think this was the first boss where somebody told me that you can start dashing through enemies without taking damage with one of their earlier items in the game. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. He literally just felt like another Crabulon or another Ravager. It's just trying to get above your head and just try and squish you, and you have to avoid it. He was okay. He's definitely, I would put him above all of these other boss fights strictly because of like the music and the biome that you fight him in. I thought the space biome was dope. But he's not up there with like the heavy hitters at all. Duke Fishron, I'm gonna put him in E tier, mostly because I fought him after I was supposed to fight him. He had a bow I wanted, but this is just another boss that's way too tanky. I'm not putting him in E because I think he absolutely sucks. It's just I never sat and grinded the proper Duke Fishron fight. A lot of people in my chat say they didn't really like the Duke Fishron fight. It's just fucking tanky, bro. Like, these bosses are just so fucking tanky. So I went back, I think after Moonlord, and then I went and just killed him just to check him off the list. But I just knew it was like an optional fight that like probably could have gave you a good thing. I ended up using the bow he drops and upgraded it to the Monsoon. And that one came into effect a lot later. And now, give me 1 second here. I don't need to explain this one. I don't think I need to explain this one at all.
Why are you getting so close, man? Why are you rolling up on me like that? This dashing is, it's a little tough, it's a little tough. This is a pretty fucking unenjoyable fucking fight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not loving this one. I'm not loving this fucking fight. Fuck you. I give up, bro. Like, I'm done. I'm done with this fucking fight. I'm done with this fucking fight. I'm done with it. This fight fucking sucks. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm playing a game of League.
Should get out of this. Oh, this is not good. Never mind, this is pretty good.
One day later.
This is the most unfun fucking boss fight. I do not like this. I am never ever doing this again after I kill this fucker. I'm over it! I honestly, majority of the bosses, not a problem. A lot of the bosses I even first tried. It's just this fucker and the queen bee. Pure fucking shit from a butt, let me tell ya.
Dobby has given Master a suck. Dobby is free.
Oh my god, dude. A day and a half it took me to fucking beat this dumb fucking bee.
Sorry, my face cam's covering it, so I'll scroll down a bit. The Plaguebringer Goliath, the worst fight in the game. I absolutely fucking hated this. It's Queen Bee 2.0. It hits you and you die from the plague. It moves too fucking fast. It shoots too many fucking projectiles. The homing missiles were too tanky. It was so hard to get a pattern down for this fight because of those homing missiles that would just be way too fast and way too tanky, so you couldn't kill them before they hit you. And then she would fucking dash one way and shoot 5 missiles at you, and then she'd dash the other way and shoot 5 missiles at you. Yeah, this fight was fucking hell on earth. Now, I didn't cheat through my whole run, except for once. And it was to do this boss fight. Now, I didn't cheat and give myself overpowered gear and, like, do extra damage to the boss. I downloaded Heroes mod to give myself the Blossom Flux because I went and fought Plantera over 50 fucking times to try to get the Blossom Flux to drop. And I got to a point where I was like, I'm just wasting my time fighting Plantera over and over again because I need this bow to kill the Plaguebringer. I literally just saved myself a bunch of time and just like gave it to myself because I didn't want to sit there for like 10 more hours fighting Plantera over and over again to get this bow that was just not dropping. Someone in my chat told me it was a 10% drop. I believe it was a 1% drop because there's no fucking way it's a 10% drop, and I never got it after like 50 fucking murders of Plantera. And even with the Blossom Flux, which was an upgrade from, I can't remember which bow I was using, it still wasn't easy. Like, the Blossom Flux did tickle damage. It was like a 5-minute fight where you had to play perfectly. This boss fight, fucking... Ugh. Get it out of the game, bro. Fix it. Do something to it. I hated this fucking fight. The only good thing about this boss fight was the bow that they dropped. And I did get it on the first try. It was the Malevolence, which I believe carried me to post Moonlord. That bow was sick. That bow was dope. It was basically the same as the acid bow, which was like a toxic bow that I used really, really early on, and it carried me through like a lot of the early game. The Malevolence was just like a way better version of that, which was dope. Spirit Empress. I didn't love Spirit Empress. It was an optional fight. She drops a bow called the Eventide that I didn't even use because the Malevolence was just better. You gotta fucking fight her at a certain time of day. Otherwise she just one-shots you. I really didn't like the fight too much. I basically, with her and Duke Fishon, I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking come back and wipe these off the map later. And that's what I did. I didn't fight Empress or Duke Fishon until after Moonlord, when I got the Phantasm, basically. So, you know, I could have sunk a bunch more time and like appreciated the fight a little more. I just honestly thought a lot of it was bullshit. Didn't really want to deal with it until I could one-shot them really quickly. Lunar Cultists. I'm gonna throw them at the bottom of B. It's a vanilla boss fight, but it's really cool. Lots of different like projectiles and energy blasts and stuff that you had to avoid. I think they shoot like an ice beam at you in a circle, kind of like the Cryogen. That was quite tricky. It wasn't too hard, wasn't too easy. It was cool. It was all right. It was better than average, I would say. Astrum. I don't know if this is Astrum Dias or Astrum Aureus. Golden Star, as we call it in chat. Astrum Dias. He's going to E tier. Another worm fight. Boring fucking worm fight. I'm gonna bump him up to D. Probably like above. I'm gonna put him above the slimes. Strictly because the music was good. Outside of that, he's just a fucking worm that wiggles around. Once you get him to 50% HP, he splits in two. The only saving grace with this fight and why I'm not putting it in E is because if you kill one of the worms, the boss fight's over. You don't have to kill both of them. So there was like a little bit of a cool dynamic with like trying to find the worm that you're doing damage to that you can kill faster. But they just fly in the air, they shoot projectiles at you. It's a fucking worm fight. I really didn't like the worm fights in this game much at all. Moonlord. I'm gonna put Moonlord up here. Moonlord was a really cool fight. He's the end game vanilla boss, which I've literally only beat once before. Like 7 friggin' years ago. I like the dynamic of its hands that you can shoot, as well as his top eyeball. I love how they close, so it's like you don't just constantly shoot at one all the time. He has a laser beam that did, I think, a little bit too much damage. But I think this was the fight where I got used to the Rod of Discord for the first time. Which was like a mechanic that I probably should have used earlier, but that was my first time learning like the TP through lasers, which was like a key part of dodging with boss fights a little bit later in the game. I'm gonna put Moonlord up there. Moonlord's sick. You unlock a bunch of crafting recipes. You get the Phantasm, which was my favorite bow in the game before I played Calamity mod. And yeah, it was a cool fight. He was not too tanky. Didn't take forever. You had to dodge stuff, otherwise you died, and if you dodged it, you felt like a badass. And then you basically nuked down his little center heart thing. Tons of HP, but not tanky. Like, it wasn't boring to kill this guy. He's not going to be S tier, but he's up there. He's up there. I got a random sword. I don't know what that's from. I've never fought a sword in the game. Now we got, I believe this, who's this? Is this Yaron? Is this the chicken? Is this the Phoenix? I can't tell. Who's this? Who's this bird? Oh, Dragon Folly. I believe this was the first boss you fought after Moonlord. I think I first tried this guy. I honestly think I either no-hitted him or first tried him. because I unlocked a better bow after Moonlord. This is where the bows in the game actually got like decently good. They weren't just like bullshit shooting at somebody for 7 minutes straight. It's like you can actually do some damage and kill somebody. Dragon Folly to me wasn't that memorable. He almost felt like a side boss, to be honest. I can't even remember the music for this guy, to be honest. He was okay. I'm gonna put him probably at the bottom of C tier. I kind of wish I remembered a little bit more about him. I'm after killing him a few times as well, because I needed some of the stuff he dropped for like later recipes and stuff. But who is this? He had no purpose even, Calamity. That's how I felt too. I felt that way for Dragon Folly for sure. Like, who is this guy? I don't know what this is. The Profane Guardians? Oh, yeah, I used the Mark of Providence down in Hell. God, I barely remember this one either. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in C. He's meh. I don't really remember him. That, or whatever that boss is. Yeah. C tier. Meh. Probably had cool music. A cool setting. Probably not that hard. Or didn't grind it. It's probably really, really easy. I don't know. I just can't remember that guy. Providence. Providence is going at the top of A. Controversial hot take, because I know a lot of guys in my chat played the Infernum mode, and they said it took like 1,000 tries to beat Providence. I thought Providence was a really, really good fight. I really liked Providence. I thought it was dope. I called her Kale, because if you play League of Legends, she's kind of like Kale. She has this like holy fire and stuff. I found it really cool that she set up like fiery ring around the boss arena, so you can't just continually move to one side all the time. That was a cool fight. It was probably one of the better fights, and I remember the music being really good. And the fact that they added just like separate music tracks for each boss fight is pretty insane. Like, shout out to the developers for sure. There's a second version of Providence. I don't even think I fought the blue version. I can't remember. It's probably the same fight though. I'm not sure. Ceaseless Void is going up there. Ceaseless Void was a dope fight. I loved the arena that's like pre-established in the game. You didn't have to build it. It's not just like a shitty fucking wood platform all the way across the sky. There's a boss fight arena on the bottom of the dungeon. There's different modes for this. I believe I had the Storm. The bow that I used was called the Storm. It made this fight, like it did a bunch of damage, but it did like good consistent damage to multiple targets over time. And it was perfect for this fight because this boss has like 14 different orbs moving around it and closing in on you. Music was dope. The look of the boss was dope. The boss fight room arena was fucking awesome. It was just a fucking spectacular fight. I loved Ceaseless Void's fight. I thought it was dope. And then we got Stormweaver. Right down to E tier for you, sir. Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna put him right next to the Plaguebringer. Too tanky. Just boring fight. Another fucking goddamn worm. Ugh. Come on, man. What's up with all the worms in the game? There's so many, and they're just not fun at all. I hated this one. Sigrun? Sigrum? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I didn't love the fact that you had to spawn him in hell. Basically what I did was I went all the way down to my elevator, I spawned him. I went all the way up my elevator and shot at him while I was going up. He moves super fast. I think I remember him like two-shotting me, which I thought was a bit BS. He was okay. He was alright. Nothing spectacular about this guy, I don't think. He was meh. He didn't have a ton of armor or health, so he was like easy to kill if you could dodge his stuff. Some bosses, you could only spawn them in a certain biome and you had to fight them there. That's like sometimes it was cool, like the Brimstone Crag. Where is she? This one here. Other times it was like, it was more of a hindrance. It was really annoying. Cygnus? His name is Cygnus? Oh, okay. Who's this guy? Who's this worm? That's not the Devourer of Gods. Is that Stormweaver? I can't even tell the difference between the two because I fucking hate all the worms. Can anyone help me out here? Oh, this is Poltergeist. Gotcha. I like the Poltergeist fight. I really like the Poltergeist fight. It wasn't too bad. I think I did it in half a dozen tries or so. I actually spawned him 2 or 3 times accidentally. Someone in my chat was like yelling at me to stop picking up necroplasm. Could you spawn him if you do that? Which I did accidentally. It wasn't bad. He's a little too tanky, which is why I'm not gonna put him up in A tier. I'm probably gonna put him next to the Brain and the Brimstone. He was alright, you know, slightly above average. Cool music, cool theme. I like that it was like Plantera's soul that you were fighting, which is rightfully deserved because I killed this fucker like 50 goddamn times. Old Duke? Fuck you, you piece of ass. Old Duke sucked. Too much health, too tanky. The dashes are bullshit. They're like almost unavoidable unless you're literally fucking frame perfect. I just don't understand why they made every boss so tanky, man. Like, I want to have a 1-minute action-packed fight, not 5 minutes of me dancing around. And if I make one mistake, I just die. And I think it was once you get them below 30% HP, you can like TP to a spot and just instantly dash to you. And majority of the time, you're just getting one-shotted. Old Duke sucked. I did Old Duke after I beat the game, basically. That's what I did, because I was just, it was kind of like the Spirit Empress and Duke Fishron. I just couldn't be bothered with that fight. He didn't drop me anything that I like desperately needed. He was bullshit. I did not like him at all. Devourer of Gods. This is the one fight, the one worm fight, that I'm actually going to put up here. Mostly because, like, the cinematic backdrop and the music. At the end of the day, it's another worm fight, and he's just really fucking annoying because he just has a ton of health and is tanky. But this one, like, I felt rewarded after beating. And he wasn't impossible. The favorite thing I had about this fight was he puts like a split-second grid up on the screen, and then you have your little split second to like get in a position to dodge it. I thought that was really cool. That was kind of the first time we seen that kind of dodging mechanic. And that's a lot more interesting than literally just like running to the left forever or running to the right forever, like you would do against the twins. That's what I did to kill the twins. I literally just ran left. And then he coils around you and then does that. He kind of traps you in a circle and then makes you have to dodge these things. I think once he gets below 50% HP, he has this like black beam that came down that did a ton of damage. So you had to make sure you dodged that on top of all the other ones. It was a really cool fight. And the music, I think this was the first soundtrack that had lyrics in it. I think at one point I was like, oh shit, they got lyrics in this fucking song. That's dope. The backdrop was dope. Like it was changing from like this teal to like this pink purplish. It was a really good fight. It was tough. It took me quite a while. I would say I probably got stuck at this one for like 3 or 4 hours. But this was a good one. This was a good one for sure. This is Yaron, I assume. Yeah, this is Yaron. I really like Yaron. I didn't have too much trouble with this guy, which is why I don't remember him as much as the other ones. But he was alright. I'll put him at the bottom of B tier. I like the idea of him being like the Phoenix. I can't really remember. He dashes at you multiple times. I think he like TPs on top of you and then like dashes at you, kind of like old Duke, but it's not bullshit. He was okay. Like I would put him in C tier, but you know the background scenery and the music and everything's gonna bump him up just a slight bit. Flying PNG chicken. Yaron's the boss with the most attempts for me on Infernum. I can't even imagine what fighting this guy on Infernum's like, which is why I might be doing an Infernum run. We'll see. And then the last S tier I'm going to put up there is going to be technically the final boss of the game. I beat this one second last. The last boss I beat in the game were the Exo Mechs. I set up a live split timer for the first time fighting bosses against Calamitous. And this one took me over 3 hours because I literally timed it. It started off really frustrating because anything that hits you does so much damage, man. It was bullshit. But it was really rewarding to get good at the dodging the bullet hell that she would start. And then I did this boss fight so much that I would get in a pattern of like, I gotta go to the top right of the box and kill the hearts and then to the left. The minions that she spawns in at one of her phases was real cool. Just all the dodging and stuff. Like you felt fucking stressed out and you felt like a badass if you dodged it correctly. And I remember just feeling like super rewarded and satisfied after I killed her. This was another S tier fight for me for sure. Even though in the first hour I was like, this boss fight fucking sucks. I learned to appreciate it over time, for sure. What is this? I don't know what this guy is. Does anyone know what this is? Supreme Calamitous OST was the best one. It was up there too, yeah, the music was dope. Gosma? I don't really know what Gosma is. I don't think I fought this guy. Was that an optional one that I missed? I'm not actually sure. It might be from a different mod. What's Guzma? I don't know who Guzma is. And then we got these fuckers. Oh. I wish they did, in this tier list, I wish they had a separate photo for each of them. This is the Drayden Exo Mechs fight. I only beat this like a few hours ago from recording this tier list that you're watching. I was stuck on this guy, what was it, 3 days? I think it was 3 days. I think collectively it took me over 14 hours. And I literally almost started fucking shedding a tear after I beat these guys. This boss fight is 100,000% total fucking bullshit, man. The worm is the worst. If I could separate them, I would put Thanatos, the worm, right next to the Plaguebringer. Like, the worst fucking boss fight in the game. But I guess it's like the mechanical version of Skeletron Prime. The Ares fight was okay. I want to say it was okay. And then the Exo Mech version of the twins was really cool. So you have one that was fucking miserable to fight against and literally impossible to fucking dodge all of this shit with the worm. Too tanky. You're just shooting at him forever and he's taking no damage because he's got a million armor. Total fucking BS. Couldn't stand it. The Ares, I fought the Ares first. So when you start this boss fight, you actually get a choice of who you want to start with first. I started with Ares first, so I got really, really used to the patterns. And towards the end of it, like I would do hitless runs against Ares constantly. He never became that difficult after you learn like the shit that's going to be thrown at you. But at the beginning, man, the nukes, the fucking blue electric balls that would link together, it was brutal. It was pretty brutal, but once you get the habit of it, it's not too bad. And then the twins were cool. In their phase 2, they each have like a very unique thing. If you don't dodge it, you're gonna take a ton of damage. I'm gonna put Drayden probably on the bottom of B tier. Only because it is the most memorable fight for me out of all of these, because it's the one that I grinded the most and like got stuck on the longest. I think it deserves a B tier. I did it last because someone in my chat, a fella that's been here basically since I started playing the game, he told me to do the witch first. I don't know why, because I think he knew that the Exo Mechs were just fucking bullshit, man. Oh, this is such bullshit, this fight. But I'm happy that I did this one last, because this was the one at the end that was like, this is the final boss, to me. I know Calamitous is like Calamity Mod, the Supreme Witch Calamitous, that should be the last one. The Exo Mechs are the final boss of the game. They're the hardest ones. They're the ones that require the most practice and determination and grinding. But I'm quite happy that I did it that way, because the relief I felt when I finally beat these three fuckers was like the best feeling I've ever had playing a video game ever. It literally took me over 200 attempts. Yeah, and over 14 hours. Like, I would sit down and I would just, like, grind it over and over again. It was mind-numbingly fucking painful. But it was cool. It was a very cool experience to fight this guy, for sure. And then the Eidolon Worm, I didn't bother fighting him. Just because, like some of the other bosses I explained earlier, you gotta go all the way down into the depths of the Sulphur Sea, or like the Abyss, to spawn him. And you spawn him by teleporting with like your Rod of Discord, or whatever the upgrade, the Normality Relocator. And I don't want to fight him in the Abyss. And then I had to try to drag him all the way up to the surface, which you can't do because he's just too fast and there's too much stuff in the way. I ended up trying to mine a bunch of the stuff out, and then I would take 1,000,000 damage because Sulphur Sea like hurts you a lot if you're not in the water. It could have been a cooler boss fight if you just spawn him up top, like spawn him in the Sulphur Sea like you did with the Aquatic Scourge. I didn't even fight this boss long enough to do like 5% HP. I just was like, I was just kind of done with it at that point. Trying to even spawn the guy and, you know, get to a spot where you could actually fight him was too annoying for me personally. But yeah. And then there's 3 more here. I don't know where these are from. I'm assuming they're from Wrath of the Gods, which I didn't play. Not yet, anyway. Maybe sometime in the future I'll give that one a crack. But here we are. Our S tiers are the Calamitous Clone, Anahita, Ceaseless Void, and Calamitous. And then the Stormweaver, Old Duke, and Plaguebringer Goliath. Plaguebringer Goliath takes the cake for the worst boss fight in the game. It was horrible. I never ever want to do it again. But my stream and my chat wants me to run Inferno mode, so it looks like we might be doing another one. We'll see.